It's been a while. Hello. Please let me know if you can hear me. I'm just testing all the things. I think that it's been 1 month. I haven't done any live, so it really feels good, actually. I wanted to say weird, but it feels good, but I'm just not sure whether you can hear me well, whether you can see me well. Oh, because I scheduled it for 3 minutes later, but yeah, I guess I can see you guys joining in, so welcome, welcome. Welcome to the styling session. Today we'll be styling some knits and I will talk you through how to choose the best one for yourself, what are important aspects to pay attention to, what different fabrics there are and what are the differences, how to choose figure flattering styles for yourself, and some interesting styling details to keep in your mind when wearing knits. Just, I want to make sure that you can hear me well, you can see me well, guys. Can you please let me know? Do I have family members watching this live session? Okay, guys, yes, would be nice to get your comment. Please let me know. And let me know which country are you joining this live session from. Is it already winter? Is it snowing? Let me know. Here in Lithuania, we had snow, I guess, 1 week ago, but now it's +5 Celsius, so it's not too bad. But still, I'm already wearing some knits because it's that season of the year. Knits are very cozy and yes, I'm enjoying the company of some wool texture on my body. This is actually mohair, I guess. So yes, let me just know, where are you from, joining this live session from? France. Moderately cold but sunny. Oh, so nice to hear that. I literally looking to the weather forecast, fingers crossed, and hoping to see sunshine in the near future. But in Lithuania, we usually have this very grayish and dark season up until, I would say, like March or something. So it's quite sad, but the days or the moments we get some sunshine, I literally try to suck that in and to be outside and to just enjoy myself. So Nadine, you are so happy to have some sunny weather in your country, in France. That's nice. Yes, let me just check. So I assume that you can hear me well and you can see me well. Is my mic working? Let me just put it maybe here so that I can show you several pieces that we got here on the rail waiting for you. And today I want to discuss about winter knits. Now we'll be talking about several different categories of winter knits. So we'll be discussing some turtlenecks, some polo jumpers, some statement pieces, and I'll give you some styling ideas or body flattering styling tricks so that you can choose yourself the best option for you. Of course, when we are choosing knits, we are looking at the fibers, the composition. Does it contain any natural fibers? Because natural fibers will provide you this warmth and coziness as well as durability. But I would say, you know, if we are looking at the composition, I would say that there is no need to be afraid of some synthetic blends as well, because they add more kind of flexibility to the jumper, and also it ensures the durability, and it is easier to take care for those sweaters that have natural and the composition of natural and synthetic fibers in them. So that is something to keep in mind. And also, if you have 100% wool or alpaca or let's say mohair or cashmere jumper, keep in mind that if you are washing those, of course you are washing them sometimes, but it is important to know that they are shrinkable. So if it's 100% natural fiber, it will probably shrink a little bit. Usually it says on the tags, so just pay attention to the tags and see how it is recommended to be washed and in what temperature as well. Now, talking about the natural fibers, there are different natural fibers and the properties are slightly different. So, for example, mohair is very soft and shiny and lightweight. And it's ideal for adding some texture. And actually, I wear today this mohair blend sweater. It has some polyamide in it, so you know it's very stretchy and it's very cozy on body, and it bites a little bit, but not too much. I'm not that sensitive, so it's okay for me. Now we have also wool, which is very warm and breathable. It might depend on the different way it's been processed. So, you know, it can be very thick and very fine wool. So it really depends on the style you're going for. Then we have alpaca, which is extremely soft, extremely perfect for the sensitive skin because it is also hypoallergenic. And then we have the cashmere, which is actually very luxurious fabric and it has a lot of beautiful sheen to it and it looks very luxe. Now the synthetic fibers like materials like polyesters, nylon, acrylic, they are often blended with natural fibers and you know it's again, I will repeat myself, it's nothing wrong about that because in this way, they do create more affordable and durable jumpers. And it's also easier to care for because they are machine washable, usually, but always check the tag. And they are more resistant for shrinking. Now, let me just show you the first category of the jumpers. And probably this is the crew neck jumper, which is really a versatile and probably could be found in many wardrobes and is considered to be a wardrobe essential, known for its classic round neckline and timeless appeal. Now, it's really very easy to style this kind of jumper. You can dress it up or you can dress it down with jeans. You can wear these kind of jumpers for business casual attire as well. You can layer some button-down shirt under, and if you are planning to do so, I would recommend opting for a slightly, not an oversized, but slightly looser fit so that you have enough of the room to layer the things under your crew neck jumper. Now, if the button-down shirt option is a little bit too bulky or you already have a jumper that is quite tight on you, then you can actually consider adding these funny little things, faux color bibs that go under the jumper, and then you can see only this, the color popping out, which looks really very nice, but it doesn't create any additional bulk to your frame, and you know, it's just very easy way to style your crew neck jumpers and give it a little bit different vibe. Now, if that is still, if you are still missing something here, you can add a faux hem skirt. How could I call this thing? I'm not sure. But you can find these little things in high street stores or on Amazon. So again, you can put this just under, and then you know you can choose how long you want it to be. So again, a perfect thing to have in your wardrobe for that different styling options and to get the maximum out of your crew neck jumpers. Okay, now I just want to remind you that I am talking to you guys. If you have any questions, if you have anything to share with me, let me know. This is not an sponsored way live session. I'm just talking to you guys and I'm sharing my thoughts and ideas, and I want this live styling session to be a really practical thing for you. So if you have any questions, if you have anything to share with me, just let's chat. Okay, now, yes, so we discussed already that I offered a slightly relaxed crew neck fit, so you have more possibilities and options to style your jumper. Now, let's move on to chunky knit jumper, the one that I'm wearing today. It's again with a rounded neckline. I think that this is the most flattering, especially if you are on a curvier side, because if we would add chunkier jumper and let's say it would have a turtleneck, it gives a little bit different vibe, and I don't know, in my opinion, it just adds kind of, it makes me look frumpy when I wear this one. So I prefer, if I go for something a little bit oversized and chunky, I prefer it to have very plain style. So round neckline and very kind of, you know, plain texture. So for example, this one, I'm just, you know, it's of course the personal taste preference as well, but I just prefer this one because I think it looks more modern, more chic and more elevated. Where this one is a little bit something too extra for me, maybe for like Christmas Eve, but yeah, today I want to talk about timeless, classic pieces that you can have in your wardrobe and pull out anytime, for any occasion, anywhere. Okay, so now let's getting back to the chunky knit jumpers. I would say that it is important to look at the composition, as we already discussed, because natural fibers will give you that warmth, and of course for chunky jumpers we want that because we want to feel cozy and for those, you know, colder winter days. Now the natural fiber will give you the texture of the sweater, so as again we discussed, you know, mohair will give you a little bit of that longer hair popping out, which is really very nice and feels great on your body as well. Now, when you think about the chunky knit jumper, I would say that it's really important to look, to think about the ways you're gonna wear it. So for example, if you are looking for a chunky jumper and you want it to wear for casual days, just think about the whole outfit. Because, for example, if I would like to wear this with, let's say, I don't know, Oak shoes or like leggings, then I would prefer it to be slightly longer. Then maybe this one is, yeah, but I would prefer a little bit maybe longer and maybe a little bit looser. Now, if I wanted to look a little bit more smart, you know, I just tuck in one side and I will get this elongated leg effect on me, which I like. Who doesn't? I don't know. Okay, another way how you can make your jumper slightly cropped is actually by adding a belt. And this trick I showed you in my one of the last styling videos with a satin skirt and actually the same sweater. So we add a belt on top, which is also quite nice, you know, if something maybe with a satin black skirt might be really quite cute, even for, you know, for Christmas, for some special occasion. That's quite nice. But if I wanted to make it cropped, I will just pull this fabric, the sweater actually just upwards, and then, you know, I will see if I want it to be like this, or I want to have like diagonal line here. So, you know, in the beginning it takes some time to adjust, but really it stays in place all day long. And, you know, you can do different versions of the cropped sweater. So I think that it gives you more options to style your sweater, you know, this kind of length, or you can opt for a cropped version. But actually I bought myself a cropped sweater in this similar color because I was not too sure which one I will prefer, but I will be returning the cropped one actually today because it just doesn't look great and I don't feel really very put together with it. And I wear size EU 42, 44, which is for L extra, L, XL. So I'm just think that it's I don't know. I prefer this style where I can do more things with this length. I can tuck it in. I can use a belt on top. And I think that I just get more options and versatility with this type of sweater. So yes, the length of chunky knit jumpers is really important factor to pay attention to and to consider before purchasing yourself a chunky knit jumper. Okay, and again, you know, for the bottom part, I would say that something sleek, something straight leg, something maybe even like a pencil skirt would really look nice just to balance off the volume on the top half. So again, these are just my ideas on how to look more put together and how to get figure flattering effect with chunkier knits. Okay, so the next category that we've got here is the turtleneck. Now, the turtleneck, so this is a classic turtleneck with a slightly close-fitting neckline, and you know, again, it depends on the composition and whether it has natural fibers in it. So this one has some wool in it, and it's really very cozy. I would say that opt for ribbed fabrics to provide, you know, some texture. And you will get more options to style it rather than opting for a quite thick, let's say, cable knit turtleneck. So this one just also is perfect for layering under blazers, under waistcoats, under even you could do like a cardigan on top on the turtleneck, so it looks really nice and sophisticated. Now, if you have, let's talk about the sleeveless version first of all. So there is a long sleeve version and a sleeveless version, which is also great for spring, for this fluctuating temperatures, weather, or if you know, are just in general very hot person and it's warm for you everywhere, so and you don't feel like layering the things. This is quite a nice option because, you know, it's again from natural fiber, so it's really very breathable, and you don't have sleeves, so you can layer other jumpers or like cardigans, blazers on top. So yes, now with the turtlenecks, I hear a lot of women with bigger busts, they are afraid of wearing turtlenecks, and yes, on one hand, it makes, you know, the distance a little bit longer from here to here, which might create a little bit frumpy effect. But I would say that, you know, a lot depends on the styling. So if you would add like a long necklace or a V neckline, which can be created with blazers, with waistcoats, with long gilets, what else? Or even like, you know, with the blouse, you can just leave it open here and create V neckline. Then it's totally fine, and of course you can wear turtlenecks. So it's just the matter of styling, in my opinion. And also for the figure flattering effect, I would choose something with wide leg trousers or flared trousers or maxi skirt, again to balance off the length, because when we are wearing turtlenecks, they come quite high here. So just to balance off, we want to have something elongating on the bottom half of our bodies. Okay. Do we have any questions, you guys? I'm just talking here alone. It's actually very kind of weird because last time we did the styling session from the shopping floor, I guess, so it was a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more chatty, and these live styling sessions where I'm just talking to you guys feels a little bit different, but still I really hope that the things that I'm talking about, the things that I'm sharing really resonates with you and are interesting and valuable. So let me know in the comments down below, because you will give me some fuel, you know. Okay, you guys, but I can see your hearts. Oh, that's really kind, thank you. Because it feels quite lonely, you know, when I'm talking here alone and I cannot hear you. But yeah, let's proceed. Just some off topic. A little bit of water. Okay, and now let's move on. I have difficulty combining them with skirts. Yes. If we are talking about the turtlenecks, yes, that's why I would recommend opting for something elongating your legs. So, for example, flared trousers, wide leg trousers that, you know, floor sweeping wide leg trousers. Maxi skirts, like for example, satin maxi skirt is a great way to match with turtlenecks, because if you would choose something cropped or like mom fit jeans, it just cuts off your body, unless it is in the same color family. For example, burgundy turtleneck and burgundy cropped trousers. Then it might work. Okay, now moving on to the next category of the jumpers, of the knits, polo neck knits. Or actually, we can discuss both. So this is polo neck jumper that has slightly opened, well, this is not slightly, this is quite a lot, open neckline, deep neckline. And yes, these jumpers are really very versatile and great to be styled for many different occasions. You can wear, again, like a blouse or like a simple camisole top under and have that styled for your business casual. Or you can opt for a jumper with a zip. Now, this is a great option, especially if you are on the curvier side, if you have bigger chest, because you can actually, you know, zip it up or zip it down, and that V neckline really helps to flatter your body proportions. And this is, again, I would say must-have piece, because you can create so many different outfits with it. You can layer a button-down shirt, and that really looks very nice, you know, the mix of different styles. I would just probably skip, you know, the striped one, and I would go for a solid color if you want to create more of a formal look. But again, you know, you can kind of have only the neckline, I don't know what I'm doing here, something like this, and leave the zip open, which gives that relaxed feel to business button-down shirt. Again, you know, it can be styled with jeans, with leggings, with tall boots, with riding boots. What else? You guys, there are plenty different options you can style this jumper, and I will repeat myself, it is actually really very figure flattering. Now, talking about the horizontal stripes, I hear a lot that, but Giedre, horizontal stripes are no. You know, the thing is how we put the outfit together. If I would put this quite oversized chunky knit with my leather trousers, I think that it looks just great. And you know, this, even it has horizontal lines, but it gives the width to my top half. Therefore, my bottom half, my legs, I mean, appear even, you know, better and slender in comparison to this jumper. So I would say, you know, horizontal prints are really, might be dangerous, especially if they are in very big chunks, but something quite delicate like this one, really you shouldn't be afraid of these small stripes. They create just a little bit more interest, and, you know, striped pattern is very, very classic print. Therefore, you know, it looks quite modern and chic by its own, in my eyes. And once again, you know, with the zip, you can do many different things. You can create a turtleneck. So when you are walking outside, your neckline, you know, is safe, you are warm, and when you reach your destination, you can just, you know, unzip, and then you have this figure flattering effect, which is really great. And this is actually very, very nice, and yeah. Okay, now let's move on to the next category of our, let me just see, chunky knits can be flattering to short ladies. Well, you know, it is important to look at different aspects, like how, you know, the fabric. Is it very chunky fabric, like is it a lot, or is it chunky with the texture, like a lot of texture, cable knits, pom-poms on it, and fringes and everything that can really add a lot of bulk to your upper part. But I would say that, you know, something, for example, the next category, the cowl neck sweater, which is a little bit slightly chunkier than a regular plain knit crew neck jumper. And I never liked cowl neck sweaters, to be honest, but this season, and when I was preparing the styling episode for how to flatter your body shape, I was looking into this piece and I was thinking to myself that it's really quite versatile and quite great piece. Again, you know, dear Clarissa, if you can see, this is quite chunky, but not too overwhelming, you know. It's quite chunky, but still very subtle. It doesn't have many details on it, so it really, you know, can fit even if you are on the petite side. I would say it is really important to look at the vertical proportion. So if you are petite, you don't want to have, you know, this line that cuts you off. So just stay away from high color contrast. So for example, if you are opting for a brown sweater, then darker shades trousers is really perfect match. But if I would add something white, not white, but like let's say beige or something under, do you see how harsh the line is? So basically this horizontal line would cut you in half. So that's not pretty, especially if you are on the petite side, but it's really not pretty on anyone because it just ruins your vertical proportions. So, and also, you know, when you are wearing chunky knit, in my opinion, it's really nice to push the sleeve a little bit up, so a little bit of the skin and your wrists are visible again. It just creates a little bit more balanced look. Also, the the cowl neck sweater like this one has this big chunky draped loose neckline that adds relaxed vibe to the look, but again it opens up a little bit of the neckline, which is again flattering. So if you are looking for like an option with is chunky but still manageable and might look really nice, I think that something like this might be really a great option to go for. Again, I'm an advocate for quite plain knits, so I would stay away from cable knits, from pom-poms, from additional textures, because in my opinion, if you are choosing a natural fiber knit, it's already got its texture. So if you want to look chic and put together, then plain knits are, in my opinion, the best option to go for. Okay, cowl neck sweaters. Catalina, I love your channel. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to have you here. Okay, now I'm just looking at my notes to just check if I'm not missing out on anything important. Okay, yes. I guess that the cowl neckline we already discussed, and let me just share one more thing. There are some sweaters with a little bit more draping necklines, the cowl necklines, and then you can push the neckline on your shoulders, which is really very nice and really looks very chic. And especially if you are, thinking about upcoming holiday season, then it's really a nice option how you can style your cowl neck sweater as well, just showing off your shoulders. Now let's talk about the other category, which is cardigans. There are different cardigans, and it's really a very versatile piece that can be used for layering. It really ranges from crop styles to long line designs with the belts on it. Again, there are different chunkier or fine knits, and it works for both casual and formal look. Now, the one I got here is quite fine knit. It's quite plain, and it's really very soft, and I like it quite a lot. Now, let me just check. It's by Lindex, I guess. Yes. And yes, once again, it's very plain and very kind of easy to style, because it's nothing too overwhelming. It would fit to many different body types. And again, with these cardigans, I would say that there is a risk for looking a little bit frumpy. However, it really depends a lot, once again, on the styling. So now this season we have seen a lot of buttoning only the top button here during. So we have seen the styling option during the summer and autumn. Now, when we are reaching winter season, again, this cardigan, button-down cardigan, might be styled with a turtleneck under. It's just important to have a little bit of the color contrast, but not too much. Or it might be even in the same shade of brown that looks really sophisticated, like layered look. Now, another great option that I would say I really like and really looks very chic, if you just buttoned all the buttons with this cardigan and then tuck it in and add a belt. You guys, it just literally transforms cardigan look into something in between. I'm not even sure what, but it looks really very preppy and sophisticated. So it's quite nice way to style a cardigan. And I would say, in elevated way. Yes, as I mentioned, there are some cardigans that already comes with the belt on it. So if they are a little bit elongated, but I would say, adding, if you have a little bit elongated cardigan, then adding the same material belt on top might look a little bit frumpy. But you can add a leather belt, which is not too heavy and not too thick, so it's not, too overwhelming. But you can just cinch in your waist. I mean, for the elongated cardigans. Yes, if the cardigan is in thick fabric and has a lot of going on it, a lot of textures, prints, again, bulky elements, that might be a little bit overwhelming. So stay away from these styles, especially if you are on a petite side, because it just adds bulk and drains you. Now, there are a category of cardigans like this one that is really quite a versatile piece, and it's kind of, in general, these fine knits are, I would say, all year-round pieces and might be styled during spring or even summer, of course, depending on the area you live. So the striped kind of the striped cardigan is really great addition to a classic wardrobe, which is a little bit on the preppier side, especially with these details like, you know, gold buttons. And again, I have been styling this cardigan in my styling episodes, and you know, it depends a lot what you do with these buttons. So I think that I styled it in a buttoned way, and then I just left the first button closed and the rest open. And in this case, it's probably not that visible, but let me just demonstrate with maybe this top under. Because in this case, you create a vertical line on your body, which actually is very flattering, and especially if you are on the curvier side, you know, that might help you to flatter your body shape in a really very easy way. So it looks something like that because, you know, I have chest and everything. So yes, so this is one more way how you can style your cardigan. And again, you know, striped pattern is always classic and will always be in style. Now let's move on to the statement jumper. Oh, I have some comments here. I love the channel. Thank you. How to wear a large cardigan without buttons so as not to look like a grandma. Yes, so it really depends. Cinnamon. It really depends on the other elements, how you build your look. So, for example, large cardigan without any buttons, I can imagine that it's probably on the longer side. It might look very great as a casual outfit, for example, even with tight-fitting black trousers, riding boots, or UGG shoes. So yeah, it really depends what you do with with this cardigan. But for example, if you would match this cardigan with, I don't know, midi skirt, that would look like a disaster, probably. But of course, there are many elements that we have to consider, you know. If we want the knit to look a little bit more elevated, we need to add some structure in the outfit. So structure can be created with angular points, for example, kind of sculptural shoes, for example, I'm wearing today with a slightly elongated nose, so that, you know, there are some structural elements in your look. Or, for example, the bag that I have here, you know, it has some structure in it, so it just elevates the whole outfit. So, you know, with the knits there is always a risk of looking a little bit frumpy and outdated, but it really depends how we put an outfit together. Even today, you know, I put on these rings and I think that it really gives that modern touch to this sweater. And if I wanted, I could make the sweater look really off and really outdated. But there are some these styling tricks that we can make to create more interest and structure to our outfit, what gives that modern feel to the look. Yes, so long cardigan without buttons. And yes, the longer the cardigan without buttons, as you mentioned, the more modern it looks. If you have a cardigan which hits you somewhere here, it might look a little bit outdated by itself, but again, if you put more modern elements, like riding boots, maybe even a little bit of the sock peeking out, that might look really very nice and sophisticated. Hi, love your styling tips. Thank you so much, Rebel. Thank you so much. So glad to have you here. And it's really very strange feeling because it's been 1 month I haven't done any live styling session with you guys, so I feel that it's so nice to be back and to be chatting with you once again. And I'm really glad that today I decided that is it, you know, I have to do this. That's it. I'm just turning on my camera. It took me a little bit, probably around 1 hour, because I wanted to set up everything. But finally we are here talking to you, and it's really lovely to have you here. Okay, now moving on to the next jumper that I want to discuss. It's the statement jumper. Now, what I call statement jumpers are the ones that stand out with a, for example, bold print. You already seen this jumper, and I have some thoughts on it. Then it might have a little bit of some interesting texture. For example, this one has some texture and a little bit of pearls on it, so it really makes it very statement, and I would say not so easy to style, because you really have to consider how you are putting an outfit with these statement sweaters. So in my opinion, you shouldn't have too many of these sweaters, because it really might be difficult to style. And when you buy a clothing piece like this, that is why I always repeat myself that you have to think in outfits, how you're gonna wear it. So yeah, let's see. What I wanted to say, that it's quite difficult to style, you guys, because, for example, with this sweater, I could do black trousers, yes, I could. I could do jeans, yes, I could, and burgundy trousers, and maybe brown trousers. So maybe it's not too bad. But you see, there are limited options where, for example, solid color jumper is just much easier to style, and it looks really sophisticated. But maybe you might see it looks quite plain. So that's why I added some texture with my trousers, some sculptural element with my boots, and some modern twist with several rings. So it's just the way we play around with our clothes. But again, if we have too many of these statement clothing pieces in our wardrobes, it's really difficult to cover the basics. And you know, sometimes you probably just want, I don't know, it's just my take on these jumpers. That's why I'm I'm not so keen to adding those bold prints in my wardrobe if I'm not 100% sure, because I know that I'm gonna have some difficulties with these babies. Okay, now I think that's really important to think and to consider again how bold it is, and we do have to think about the proportions with these sweaters, because again, bulky, chunky knits with a lot of the prints, they are a lot. So we have to think how we are going to balance off all the things that is going on up here. You know, the length is important. Again, I could do some, you know, tricks with the belt, but that's why I say it is important to think in outfits and the occasion you would like to wear your statement jumper. So for example, this one, I could add a belt on it. However, in my opinion, it's not the type of jumper I would style myself. I would like to have it cozy, leave it as is, and probably the best option would be to have slippers and leggings and just cozy, you know, on my sofa at home, drinking some tea and reading some books. I see this jumper in this way. Do I see it styled? Yes, I see, with jeans as well. Yes, I'm not sure. I lost the track of my thoughts, but what I wanted to say that it is important to think in outfits and not to have too many of these statement jumpers, because it might become a really painful style dilemma in your wardrobe. But otherwise, if it goes well with your personality, if you like some vivid colors and prints and anything, go for it. Just do the heck makes you happy. Now, other thing, if we are talking about figure flattering style tips, I would say that choosing vertical patterns or textured panels to elongate the frame is the best option. So for example, here I've got horizontal prints that, you know, are slightly different, because we already talked about these horizontal prints, but this is, you know, very subtle and delicate horizontal lines, where, for example, these lines are much more bolder, and it just has this visual visual bulk to it, so it's more difficult to style it and to look in well proportioned. So it just takes a little bit more thoughts how to put an outfit together with a statement jumper. Yes, and then we do have some, special jumpers like Aran jumpers, Fair Isle jumpers that are called after, Scottish islands, the ones that has this beautiful pattern on the shoulder, which is really nice and probably great for December. But again, I don't have these jumpers today because I wanted to talk about really versatile winter jumpers that are really worth adding to your wardrobe. But I don't see anything, I couldn't say anything against these more fun and vivid jumpers. If that suits your personality and your lifestyle, that's totally fine. Okay, you guys, I think that is it for today's live styling session and winter knits that we had to discuss. Again, pay attention to the composition, pay attention always to the recommendations on the tag, how it is recommended to be washed or dry cleaning or whatever, because we want our clothing pieces to serve for as long as they can. And for that, we have to take care of our clothing pieces. Oh, by the way, talking about taking care of our clothing pieces and especially knits, this little guy, I'm not sure how it's called. I will check for its name, but it will help you. It will help you to maintain your knits in a very good condition, because natural fibers, they tend to roll, and it's totally normal, but you have to get this little guy to help you with, and everything will be fine, and you will be happy about your knits, and your knits will be happy to serve you. Okay, you guys, so lovely to chat with you today. I see some little hearts coming up on the screen, and it's really, really nice to be chatting with you once again. And I guess that is it for today's live styling session. I'm thinking, but not sure yet, but I'm thinking that the next styling session might be on winter coats. How to select a winter coat for yourself, what to look for, and how to style. Once again, figure flattering styling tips and tricks. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see something like this, and probably I would go to the shops. Yes, now I'm thinking that probably there are a lot of people in the shops right now, and maybe it's not the best timing, but maybe it's possible. So let me know in the comments what you would like to see next, what styling episodes you would like to see with me, and on Sunday we'll have another styling episode waiting for you. So that is it for today. Guys, thank you so much, everyone who has been watching, and it was a pleasure to chat with you today. That's it. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Ciao, ciao. And stay warm, of course. Bye-bye.